The regime that is bending on compromising justice to please the political elites and the privileged must be met with the forceful resolve of the conscious militants and revolutionaries at the barricade of consciousness. Let us say this to those progressive in government: we are not disappointed, because when we all knew that a day will come that you will be at the crossroad. Yesterday, you championed the demand for April 14, 1979. It was all in your recitation that the progressive were never wrong to challenge multi-party democracy in this country. Today, Mr. Boyka is a beneficiary of the democracy that was ushered in by selfless men and women who laid down their lives, regardless of the men and women that stood before them, regardless of the army that confronts them, to usher in a Boyka that, according to him, could not even drink milk when he was born, to be living at the luxury opponents of the people and taking home a budget around 4 million, and you come here and make mockery of the people that sacrifice their lives in making sure that you live at opponents, and you think will allow you go scot-free by misinterpreting and misreading history. You are joking, Mr. President. You are joking. This is a historical cause that we are prepared to champion. We are prepared to champion the cause for the dignification of those people that are lying at the mass grave when you went there and criminate well our trouble from among them and brought them to give you a befitting funeral only because you want to have a name made for yourself among the American Liberians. Only because you want your administration to be given an international acclaim process that you did. What our administration could not have done, it got to be done as a watcher to factor the revolution and lay the blueprint of the democracy that you enjoy today. If the government of Liberia cannot commemorate that committee, involve student leaders in this country to commemorate and celebrate a genuine reconciliatory effort, the July 26th celebration will be another historical reality that will be confronted by men and women at the barricade of consciousness. We are calling on all progressive forces and ideological movement in this country to see July 26th as a day to demand national reconciliation and national healing. And may Mr. Boyka, quote-unquote, kwasa, misguided, misapplied, and misrepresented ill logic of what it should be. We are saying this to Liberians. The need for reconciliation is not only given to president. We are saying this again. We hold no sympathy for Mr. Doe. We hold sympathy for Nelson Doe. Peace to our artists. But Doe deserves to die. And if need be, if history repeats itself, he must be killed in a more brutal way than he was killed. For the fact that you can kill over 600 people, men and women, pastors and imams, babies, mothers and pregnant women, in a raid of massacre. We cannot celebrate you as a president that should be given a befitting state funeral.
Yo, our trouble. All men are born equal and deserve the right to live. Yo.
Well, our trouble too deserve to die. Oh yes. If history revisit itself, the need to have a more forceful death is imperative upon him.
So you're selling drugs?
And they stop you from selling drugs.
They stop me from selling
And that was why you are getting your income from.
What?
You are getting income from that. And they stop you from doing it.
Yeah, they stop me from
So that's why
doing
you're protesting.
The protest now, I'm protesting for working in the country, and I'm protesting for them to get off freedom. We also have we are citizens for this nation. We need freedom in this country.
You're not getting freedom to do your business?
Yes.
Do you still want to do your business and they stop you from doing it?
Yes.
You still want to do
I
it?
still want to do it. But that's my game.
When were you selling it?
I sell him a drugs in part-time.
At which time?
Which
Doing
time?
it, we have administration.
I start selling him doing anytime, all the now. I'm still selling, but my business goes down.
They have a first stringent measures against your job. seal or what?
Why you say?
They crack it down on you who are selling a job or what?
They keep suppressing me. Jack table and they put 150,000 for me.
Is it a bad thing to you?
Yes.
How you see the seal of judge?
I see the seal of judge because I need support from my family. I need to get my family money now. I'm care of 4 living children in the country right now. No support and my parents are focusing on me. Since I graduated from high school, no other thing for me to do. So I just try to join my car. They just dollar bill. Who can't money no more way.
So what you do your business?
No, I'm a forever trader, man. I'm a trader at NCDC. I'm a general mechanic.
What about trade do you do?
I do general mechanic. I spell car AC.
Do you have work now?
I don't have work. I won't work anywhere. I go to the point say, you feeling with school. Everybody feeling with school. Everybody nails go to school.
Oh, they ask you why you have diploma.
Thank you. I get high school diploma. I'm not feeling with school. But I learn my trade. I'm a bona fide trade man. Yeah, what's up, son?
So let's get
my
back
trade,
to you.
make me call me dollar bill because I'm serious. But now, nothing doing. I'm working there, protecting from that doing nothing, bro. I was selling market. They put in some permit, they get me just one from they talk to me, so I leave.
Who's the market you're selling?
Nothing, I selling push.
Push.
Yeah.
So and they keep suppressing you.
They start suppressing for this government or
Government.
this government?
This government suppress us. Just everybody see
It could be a bad thing for you, right?
High school graduate, good thing for me.
With a diploma, send up there applying to a lot of companies, no
No,
job.
I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
No way.
When you go, they say no job because of your government, say bad government, say policy.
No
So
one
we
way.
stay setting, we want to work. And then they think I can get money, they stop you to do it.
Why can get you money?
I would say just to get money, but they're stopping the judge to not go.
Do you think that's the right thing to do?
Hey, I don't think that's the right thing to do, but because no job, that's why I'm doing this.
The problem can come from because you citizen in your own country, then Burkina be take over your place. Then who are you? But we'll take our own time to have it resolved because we don't want people to harm you people. So in solving those kind of problems, you have to take your time to solve it. Because when we solve a problem that will be a harm to you people, I mean we have not solved no problem. So we must solve it in a way that it will not be a harm to you people, so all of us can be together. So I will join him. We will see what to do. Because they think they're not only your problem. Even in Maryland, the Burkinabes are there too. Right? Yes. We've been hearing it. What are the kind of thing that we lawmakers are supposed to stay on? To tell the president, say the other action, when you not take it, we will not do the other one. Exactly. But my brother, when you not join president, you will not steal. Because president are rule. So most of our people joining president. So it's hard for us to talk for you. Yes. Because in the house, majority take the day. Yes. We talk all the things they want to talk. The reason why I can cancel and talk it is because I want the Liberian people to know that I talk. Yes. So tomorrow when you're judging or you say no, we can't put you together because you get tough for all. Yeah. And you see the difference? Yeah. I know when I want to talk, we'll not go nowhere. But when the time for you to investigate, you will say, we'll put you there. Why you we're talking, you didn't talk? Yeah, exactly. The problem is all around. Yes. Then the people go back to Burkina. But we have to take it in a way that it will not affect you. Yeah? So if the Rewaji representative, the Maryland County representative, the Grand Chile representative, all of us put together, we join them. You know what happened? When Joseph Baga bring them paper, will not pass it. We say go and solve that problem before we pass the paper. Yeah. Very good. But some of the people you have brought, they have become an embarrassment to you. Yes. Yes. Because they don't want to tell the president, say, oh, forget about the poor man. When the time we will go talk to them. And like bro, to ourselves our own problem. Yes. You don't know where we're taking the stolen money from, but when you come give it to you, then you vote for us. Then how will we solve the problem now? 2029, we will tell your lawmaker that are causing problem for your in the country. We'll tell you who are those people. Okay. And we'll tell them, say, when they bring the money, eat it like your money. Yes. The money will steal in like your own, bring it to you. Yeah. Eat it. Now vote against them. So, who's the most senior person among you?
Quelqu'un change de missionnaire par français. Oh, quelqu'un dit de dire au ministre en essai. Oh, quelqu'un dit au ministre en essai. Tu dois rester. Le foreigner. Oh, quelqu'un a presque gagné tout massé. Oh, quelqu'un dit de limer a presque nassé. Amanda. 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 Oh, presque quelqu'un. Abbas, presque quelqu'un. 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 Dans la police. 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 Quelqu'un dit mais presque nassé.
That they end the rescue and the rescue. The price of further increasing.
So
nothing dropping.
So but then why you voted for rescue?
I voted for change. You are not seeing the change.
But if you say you voted for change, doing job we are done. You was buying Buddha for sorry, don't cry. Sorry, don't cry, baby.
I tell the 40,000 trouble. I see people don't have me, don't tell me for the trouble. I owe you the teenage young man. I fell on the back of it. I'm in trouble. I get cowards on the team. You got to put it on to me. You got credit on the back and they don't buy it. You got a 10% increase. See, then pay the 40. Why you the winner? So I said they help me.
Okay.
As men in uniform are doing. Who is a Molu I used to take serious? Who is Mama Molu? Who knows Molu? Molu is one go-to well individual. Molu is a big web ideological individual that doesn't have the span to welcome the best in this country. What you think when you talk about protest, you talk about the few handful of citizens that are passing around angry and looking for jobs, trying to recalibrate power. The government of Joseph Boakai is reckless. They don't know how to consolidate power. To consolidate power is to consolidate the people desire. You pass around and make Molu that pass around white Angoti and Goti as evidence of Messiah the people, and you want the people to look at you. Now let me say Boakai must be serious. Mr. Boakai needs to be serious. Insofar Soup is around, insofar the party is here, we will not allow any contradictions go free. Those that want to protest on the guise of Mr. Molu, quote unquote, enough is enough. But this is the, like I said, it is disappointing. It is disappointing on what the police is doing to give Molu irrelevant, to make Molu appear as if he has had the country hostage. It tells you how unserious Boakai is. It tells you how unserious the idea of police is. Who is Molu? This is the reasons in the Student Unification Party, when you have read the theory of a grassroots mobilization, you will not be intimidated by a Molu that has no base, no grassroots base to move the people in this country. The protest on the 17th of July, we can say for free, it's a nothing short speed. But why is the government so afraid? The government is afraid because the people will be waking up anytime soon, not by Molu, but by the consciousness that will be raised in the coming days by the Student Unification Party. We want to say this to Liberians. The government elected by Joseph Boakai has failed massively. This government...
Mana, wait. Yo. Boakai police, regular police, yo. Last night, I say, intimidating the people. Yo. A lot of people to express themselves freely, yo.
Under the guise of Mr. Boakai, the state is hell. Governance is in a worse stage. SUP will provide the necessary revolutionary direction. We don't look up to Molu. This is the reason all of the institutions that is endorsing the July 17 protests are masqueradings of the CDC. You have no independent institution because we know who Molu is. But for the government to tremble before a serious man of Molu, one more when the Student Unification Party start to convert bases in this country, government will panic and will disappear in total destitution. Comrades, today is the birthday of the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party. We are not going to celebrate but to raise political and constitutional awareness. So we'll stop here maybe to entertain any question if there will be any.
So you are a sleeper in the whole for during that period. It is still to be a very controversial movement. And at certain point in time you said it is the right of people to assemble and protest at certain point in time.
I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major story. Yeah. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. We got major story. Hey. There is no job, no money for hustlers. Come take a coverage, the rainy season coming soon. In the ghetto, all the houses are full of leakage, nowhere to sleep. Come and see the widow, living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shelter, oh, children have no education. The children have no one to call their friend, the children have no food to eat. We got major headlines, oh, we got major stories. Hey, yo, there is no job, no money for.
So indeed, we like to say good evening and welcome to this presentation of the program, The Roundtable. Today is exactly August 19, 2025. It's on a Tuesday, and it's a great pleasure we are here to come about with this presentation. My name is William McGill. We take a short break. Once we get back, we give you details as to issues we will be following on the program tonight, the roundtable.
Major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. How many people do you love, man? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially women. No job, no money. No cause, no glory. No help for poor men. That's what we know. How many people do you love? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially poor men. No job, no money. No cause, no glory. No help for poor men. That's what we know. We got major headlines.
So indeed, welcome back to the program, The Roundtable, and welcome to today's presentation of the program, The Roundtable. Basically, we're hoping to be joined by Mr. Samuel Abu at a later time, at which time we will delve deep into conversations here but we also hoping to talk to Trocon Gray, commonly known as Yellow Machine. Trocon Gray comes from the motorcycle and Union of Liberia. He's going to be talking to us about issues concerning his organization as well. We're going to dive deep into issues across Liberia as well as President Boyka's visit to Japan with his delegates. We also going to be looking at several other issues as it relates to new conversation into the Austin case from the Capitol building there up Capitol Hill. We also going to look at that. So as soon as we get Trocon on, we definitely going to dive into conversations that matter the most. Yesterday, we saw a go slow action from drivers that they have some concern about the government of Liberia through the Liberia Transport Management, who uh, who the government officially turn over the authority to maintain the traffic situation in the country. And there's a lot of issue ranging from how they've had uh, dealt with traffic situation in the country, as well as members from the Ministry of Transport as well have also had concern about their job being taken away and given to foreign company to manage the transport system. Initially, it was the sole responsibility of the Ministry of Transport as well as the Liberia National Police, but now it's on a private company, and that is going to share a percentage of its revenue with the government of Liberia, a deal that was being signed in 2018 and is definitely going to last for the next 25 years. And there are several other things that said company is going to do in making sure that we have a digital traffic system in the country. Trocon is not picking up, so we will run through with our discussions on the program tonight and talk about issues uh, that are making news as well. We are going to talk about them as well and look at some other issue. You also have the opportunity to join us tonight and you'll be part of this conversation here on the program, the roundtable. My name is William. Let's now run through with issues coming from across Liberia, and let's let's run through issues coming from across Liberia, and we can move on to this story making news across, ranging from. Let's see how we can get this coming on. This development quickly from the Liberia National Elections Commission office. Let's see how best we can. Uh, let's get this. Yeah. So let's get this development coming in quickly. It says commercial court orders shut down an auction of NEC over unpaid debt. What is this debt? Let's get to know why is it that the National Elections Commission had to shut down. Today we saw the video on the social media where these guys had to lock the gate of the NEC and let me welcome Mr. Abu to the program before we dive deep. Good evening, Mr. Abu, and
Hey, good
welcome.
evening, Bill. Good evening, Bill. How are you today?
I'm
What's
doing
going
great.
What's going on in Liberia?
Well, we have several other things happening, and yeah, it's great.
Well, for me, things are going well. These few days, I went on a short vacation to the state of Minnesota. I spent the time in Minneapolis, but I'm back in Pennsylvania. In the city of Brotherly Love, and everything is going well so far. I'm having a feedback, and everything is going well for now. And we see that we have a very, very, very hot day today. I think the temperature is very high today, almost in the 90s. But we are doing well, and I think things are going very calm today. And I look forward to us having a very good discussion this evening as we look at the various issues that are rising. Yeah, you can go ahead. Tell us what is happening, Moravia. What's the election commission doing?
Yeah, so quickly, I wanted us to speak with Procon. He comes from the motorcycle union. They recently did yesterday a protest calling on the government. He also been in support of the recent Oslo action by the drivers against the Liberia Transport Management. I want
No,
to get him on.
it's Liberia Traffic Management.
Yeah, Liberia Traffic Management. Yeah, so let me get Trocon on. Then afterward, we can talk about these issues coming out from the NEC as well as other institutions here. So let's see how best we can have Trocon on the line from Liberia.
I think this thing is still becoming a very tough thing, especially Liberian traffic management, landing in Monrovia or landing in Liberia. I mean, it's really been challenged. Is Troca on now?
Yeah, good evening, Trocon, and welcome to the round table.
Good evening, Mr. Roland.
Mr. Abu, you can get him?
Yeah, I can. He has to be louder a little bit.
Yeah, Trocon, welcome.
Troca, how
Welcome
are
to
you?
the
Do you hear
program.
me?
Yeah. I'm getting
Oh,
you. Are
okay.
you getting me now?
Yeah, I'm listening to
Yes.
you. I can hear you. I'm trying
Yeah.
to
So
manage.
I want to say good evening to your panelists. Good evening to the listening audience, and it's a pleasure being here.
Okay. So let's get rolling. Who is Mr. Trocon Gray, and what is it that you have been up to of lately?
So my name is Super Gray. I'm popularly called Yellow Machine. I'm the president of Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Nigeria and a member of the Collaborative Transport Union.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, my institution as a trade union, we are involved with advocacy and seeking the welfare of motorcyclists nationwide, as well as the track cyclists, what they call it, keke. Yeah, so that's why we are involved.
Okay. Of lately, you've been involved into one of the biggest protests yet staged by motorcyclists across Liberia, especially in Monrovia, calling on the government of Liberia to give you guys access after carrying on registration, so many other processes, to have your motorbike register on the Liberian let's say, traffic laws. And you also been involved usually with these drivers that are also calling on the government to turn back the traffic management system to the Ministry of Transport. What is it that you are so, glued, or if I could say, concerned about traffic situation and having government calling on government about these situations?
And so, again, I want to say thank you. Like you said, been involved with different advocacy issues. Well, I will basically start my submission with the issue about the people that I represent directly with the motorcycle. Many a time, most people describe motorcycle as no boys, and the motorcycle picking no children. So we are not safe. We are men that are responsible for our family. We have careers. We have families. We have children. We have grandchildren. We have motorcycle
It looks like you lost contact with
Okay.
him. Uh,
Again, this is a country that we have wherein you go to school. Many people will tell you that education is the key to success. And then if you go to school, you get your career. And then you walk all around and you get job and be a traveler. And so many of us, the young people who don't have this opportunity to work, who don't have the opportunity to send our kids to school, we choose to ride back. Okay, there are a lot of young people that you find transitioning to the motorcycle sector because there is no job. And we understand that even the very government, people that are employed with government, the government find it difficult to pay them. Why more about you have a group of people about over 200,000 young people who survive on motorcycles for their livelihood. In our mind, the government cannot provide job for everybody. So what we did, we provide our own job. We provide our own job, thereby buying back. Some of all have 10, 15 pieces of bag, we give it to our friends. Some of all have our own bag, some of all are riding for people. Okay. So when we who are involved with the motorcycle riding issue, in our mind, the government should see this sector and as a serious contributor to our economy. Because trust me, you can't talk back today, meaning you don't want your people to even carry even button phone or even $5 in their pocket. See, I tell you this was something that I've been in for many years. There are folks, there are some of our friends that were involved with different crimes. Some of them were playing gamble. Some of them were involved with armed robbery, different things. Because of the motorcycle sector, some of them are transition. Because why would a man be risking a life to get off work, get somebody phone or maybe rob somebody for $10 or less than that, when he can hustle on his back and nobody his life will not be arranged. And so some of them transition from being bad citizens to good citizens. They have their family established, they have their kids going to school. So in our mind, we believe that this government is supposed to see this sector as a major contributing factor to the employment sector of our country. They're supposed to, provide all the necessary support to us. Because we are providing our own job. There's a part of government responsibility that we are taking off the shoulders of government. Sadly, when the government took power, they invited us on the table and asked us and told us that they want the motorcycle sector, they want us to work with the government. And, they were new. Some of us we agreed because, yes, this Liberia, the political icon thing, season has passed, and this is a town that will start a new chapter. Okay, we agree to partner with the government to make sure that President Blanca succeeds. Okay, and there were a lot of promises made. Among them, one, the police inspector general gave this example that he traveled to Gambia, he traveled to other countries, and he saw the way the motorcycle sector was so unique. And where you see motorcycle wearing their helmet, they have their receptor jacket, and he gave you references, he showed us documentary, evidence of these things. And so we who are the leaders of the sector, we convince our colleagues and say, geez, there's a new government. For the fact of the matter that they have asked you that they want the sector to be better, they will provide training and they want us to raise our bag, they want us to get helmet, they want us to get reflector jacket, they want us to insure our bag, they want us to have 2V mirror, all these different things. We sum up to around $300. We talked to our colleagues. In fact, we were on the field and told them that many of our colleagues disagree and said, "Oh, the government just taking power. Why would they want us to register our back?" We told our colleagues, we said, "No, things come with pain." Okay, so if you want to ride back, for the fact of the matter, the government said, in order for you to ride back, you must register your back. Go and register your back. If I must speak for you, if I must stand by you, you need to contribute something to the government cover. And then about your own safety, get the airmen and the rest of them. Go and register your back. We convince our colleagues. Went for parking lot to parking lot. We have several meetings. We talk to our friends and say the government said the only way you will get on the road until you register your back. They listen to us. Then when they register our back, if the least amount of money each motorcycle pay to register the bike is $300 a year. And you have the insurance is $150 US. And 2 helmets, $50 US. That's $200 rent. The lesson plate is $25. Okay? The safety booth is $25. Right? The basic registration at the labo business registry is $5,000. The reflector jacket, for example, they have a duty, it's $15. Okay? So all these money our people pay, they will have their bags registered. Sadly, we woke up one small money and we heard that a police officer through a reckless action he wanted to arrest a member and he shot him in front of the car and that truck killed that young man that early morning, and the only thing the police could do is to restrict everyone on all and say the motorcycle, their friend died, and that's all to say the law in a hand, they're going to go break checkpoint, and so for that reason, all of us that pay over 14 million in government cover, we will not be fined for entering the capital. What kind of wickedness is that? What kind of evil is that? Eh? What kind of wickedness is that? And the sad thing about it is that if you come in Labrador, you will never be convinced that Labrador is not experiencing war. I still get to me that there is no part of this country you go everywhere, you see checkpoints. Checkpoints everywhere. You find police officers holding shit in their hands, knocking it on the heads of these young people. They didn't steal for you. They didn't kill anybody. The only crime they commit in my mind is to buy their own motorball and start to put food on their table. And so when we are seeing all these people, oh, you're too young to be risking your life. You can't be speaking against government in the from the no. These are the people who represent. No, I started as an ordinary motorcycle. I started with a very old bike. It is motorcycle that sent me to school. I'm an artisan by profession today. I stay in the sector. I know the kind of people I deal with. I know what these young people are passing through to support their family. Look, motorcycle riding is stressful. You come for riding back here, you won't go back the next day. Some of your joints, the pain, it can be easy. But guess what? You got school fees to pay. You got children to take care of. Your children at home, your family at home, they're depending on you. You don't care about whether you're blue headed or your body headed. No. Okay? So the government that we brought to power, to be treated in this form of manner, we think that this is unacceptable, and that's why we continue to call on the government. We have had a lot of meetings with them. We are raising the legislator. Sadly, we don't have a functional legislator in the other countries. We don't have a functional legislator. Okay? For the first time, look, these are people that will sort of be taking our petition to. These people in our embassy, they cry, we see police officers beating lawmakers. Listen, look, you see how the police people beating motorcycles, some of you wonder whether these people actually kill somebody. These things are not fine. And when we say, people say, oh, you small brother, you risking your life. No, I can only die once. If I die, that's the end of me. But the fact with me is that the government stole for us. This complete robbery. If you tell somebody that I'm selling my cell phone for $300, if that person gives you that cell phone, if you don't give it to them, how do you call that? That's robbery, that's evil, that's criminality. And that's what the government did to us.
Mr. Gray,
Go ahead.
you've been stressing that the government should give you guys access, and I think you've had meetings and conversations with relevant authorities. What have they said to you as leaders of these motorcyclists in terms of maybe getting back on the traffic in Monrovia, in central Monrovia, or are they still gonna, find different measures to have you guys back in town, or they still stand on what they said that there will be no ply in the street by motorcyclists, no motorcyclists gonna ply, central Monrovia because it's an executive route.
So, in my mind, it's like the question you asked, we had a lot of meetings. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we have more than 20 different meetings with key stakeholders of government. Just by that government alone, we are met with the chair on security and defense, Senator Momo Sarah, all of the different meetings in both houses. But in my mind, I think the government really hit the motorcycle. I don't think they really want the young people to survive who are riding motorcycles. That is my own understanding. That is how I feel.
I like your understanding.
Almost everyone that you meet, they
Mr.
will agree
Gray.
that motorcycles are contributing immensely to the economy of the country. They
Mr.
will
Gray.
agree that government has
Mr.
to pay
Gray.
out money. Yeah.
Mr. Gray,
Mr.
I want
Abu,
to ask you
ask
one question. I'm just listening to your statement.
Go ahead.
Sam Abu, I'm talking to you from the United
I'm
States.
addressing the question. You talk about meeting with authorities of the government, right?
Mr.
Okay.
Abu wants to ask you a question. I don't
Well,
know
let
if
me
you're
address
getting
it.
it.
Chokan, do you hear? Chokan, do you hear me?
Whether we are met, you talk about the meeting with government, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me address that. So, like I said, we have a lot of meetings. We have more than 20 different meetings, ranging from the House of Senate to the House of Representatives. And the thing is that almost every one of them, every meeting that we had, they agree that motorcycles are contributing to the growth and development of this country. They agree that motorcyclists are helping government to provide jobs for themselves. They agree that if the government had any plan for motorcycles not to come in the street, they have no business collecting our money. They have never disagreed on this issue. But guess what? In my mind, I think they have all agreed to thief on the motorcycle, because if you agree that government has to take our money to restrict us, you agree that we are contributing immensely to the growth and development of the country. But then you are not taking any action, and you just keep telling us, wait. There are more than 10,000 motorbikes that were illegally arrested by the government. Our motorbikes are being destroyed. Passing real business is falling. There's more than 100 motorcycles who have been brutalized by the government. Our lawmakers that we have met, we have told them this issue. They are seeing it on camera. But what have they done? They have done nothing about it. So in my mind, the entire government, reaching from the House of Representatives to the House of Senate and the executive, they all are in for who to sleep on us. That is my own understanding. And that's how I feel. Because all these meetings that we have with them, they have agreed that the government roll up, but they are taking no action. Thank you.
Okay. I think Mr. Abu needs to ask you a question.
Mr. Gray, do you hear me? Chokan Gray, do you hear me?
I'm not getting it.
I don't know, but yeah.
Are you hearing me? Do you get me good?
I'm not getting it.
He said he's not getting you loud. So, Mr. Abu, let me see if I can switch.
Yeah, you can do the adjustment over there.
Yeah, let me see if I can switch this and see how best it works for you. Okay. Let me see if I can switch it. Then I think he's gonna hear you. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Abu.
Trokon, do you hear me now? Hello, Trokon? Can you hear me? Oh. Trokon, you see, I believe that you have very, very, very good and important points, especially represent a large group of people. I'm so happy that you said the government has recognized, and I sit down here, I've recognized that there's something we sometimes talk in in society, we say you are filling the space. We don't have enough vehicles in Monrovia for transportation. We don't have we don't have more roads for vehicles to reach everywhere. The motorbikes came about at a time that we really in need of these things, and they allowed them to run as a transport. If I can tell you, it's actually after between 2010 and 2000, maybe it was after 2010, that motorbikes became accepted as a means of transportation in Liberia. And that is very, very much good. You're trying to call him?
Yeah, because he slipped off.
So, as I was saying, we will continue to do this program. But, the thing about allowing motorcyclists to come in the street, to be used as a means of transport, there's nothing wrong with that. They are filling the space of what the government did not want, because you could stand sometimes at most of the places. You go to Red Light, you go to ERWA Junction, downtown Mecklin Street, you will see a crowd of people waiting for rides. But when my most recent visit to Monrovia, I noticed that we did not even have too many people, even during the rush hours, right after work. You don't see too many people, because the motorbike guys, the kekes and other things, the motorbike and the kekes have really filled up the space. This, I think, the government appreciates very much, and we who are outside there, we also appreciate it very much that, the motorbikes have come around. But you see, one thing I know Mr. Gray is talking is that they have stopped them from plying the route in certain areas. They have made them to pay some money. You see, even the taxi drivers do violation. So as long as you decide to ride motorbike, just consider yourself as a driver, just like any other driver. There are many rules. You have safety rules, and you have you have laws for the road. So if you cannot work with the laws on the road, the police have to come in. And the work of the police is not only sometimes to just some of their work is to actually prevent crime. And in preventing crime, they know that there is more safety or more risk in riding motorbike than in riding motor car. Because in riding motorbike, sometimes I don't know whether these people who ride in the motorbikes, before they get them license, they go for riding tests and other things. Because you see, the same person riding this motorbike, they have to come up with rules and some laws to make sure that they coordinate you guys properly, because it is not only about the motorbike, it's also about the riders. So when they say you have to wear helmet, okay, and I'm glad you agree to all of these things, that you have helmet, you have safety this, you have to wear boots, you have to wear this and that. All of these are very good laws. All I want you to do, Mr. Trocon, are you encouraging your riders to really get all of these, to be on top of the news with the laws of the police or with the laws of the country? That's one of my questions I really wanted him to tell me.
Yeah, so Mr. Abu, I just asked him to come on the link, because I think the call is giving some problem, and he consented. So maybe in few minutes or few seconds, we can have him.
He'll be on, yeah. You see, I like all of these things he's saying. Insurance is also part of safety, because you riding a motorbike not because that is an engine being controlled by somebody. People can get distracted. There will be accidents. And sometimes some of the accidents, you as a driver, you are not able to pay the cost of that damage. So that's where insurance comes in. And one thing in Liberia, let's get to understand. Most Liberians don't even like to insure, And this is where the government comes in. Whoever is the chief of insurance there at the central bank needs to encourage these private insurances. And what I'm seeing is that most of the time, the insurance is the one setting the basis or telling you the premium for motorcycle riders. To get insurance, you must pay it. But some of the money that the insurance, the motorbike riders gave, the insurance premium, sometimes they are not even enough to cover some of the damages that they cause. But let's put in that one side. We need insurance. As long as you are going to take somebody that you know from nowhere under that contract that you're a motorbike rider, and the person sits behind you and you take them back. There we see, I saw some people having almost 4 people on a motorbike on that little seat, that you have only 2 tires that you got to be balancing on. So what happens? Sometimes some people say, the motorbike guy threw me down and he told me, oh, you did not sit well. But now, Trocon, my question is this. I'm happy you are there. How are you doing today? Trocon, do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Oh, I'm great, my man. You're doing a great work in Liberia, actually, to control all those guys that you know from nowhere. John Brown says that tomorrow, if he thinks that just buying a motorbike is a hustling thing, And if we start looking at motorbike as a hustling thing and look at it as our own contribution to the economy of the country, the vehicles that we have in the country that are running as taxi, they are not enough. That's why even in the past, some people are using their private cars to run. Some of us, we don't look at the economic benefit of it. We look at the social benefit. That the idea, I wanted to get to church on time, and there's no taxi. If a private car comes, I will get in it. If a taxi comes, I will get in it. If keke comes or motorbike comes, I'm ready to go. So it is that urgency that you are satisfied, which is a social satisfaction that we receive when we ride motorbikes. But then it becomes a two-way thing. The motorbike guy is to also accept that I'm giving my life to him to ride me from one point to another point on a 2-tire motorbike. We understand that there are many laws that government is putting out. But you as the head, I agree that you have been meeting with them. After the meeting, when you go back to your riders and try to explain the reasons, are they reasoning with you, or you are the one not really reasoning with the people, who you are meeting with, that when you go back to your motorboy riders, you will say, the people say, which means you did not agree with what the people say or what you are discussing. So are you really getting to your riders, and what are they saying?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. What are your riders saying?
So this is it. So there is my disagreement. There is our disagreement with the government. You see, many times our leaders take decisions out of anger. They get angry. Their issue is not about solving problems. Do you know that this identical same policy was put in place during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government time? Now, the justification at the time was very genuine. It was well accepted by Liberia. Now, there was a view to the government and restricted motorcycles. The government actually that many of the young people that are riding back were losing their lives through motorcycle accidents. Many of them never knew how to ride back. These were facts that you could see. You could go at JFK, you could go at different hospitals in the country. You could see the evidence for yourself and see how young people were losing their lives through motorcycle accidents. Not just a motorcycle accident. Liberians were losing their lives through motorcycle accidents. It was true, 100% true, right? For this one, that is not the case anymore. If you ask you, one of the justifications the government gave was motorcycles are getting phones. They are carrying on criminal activity using the bike. So if you restrict off of entering Central Motor, what become of Bananville? What become of Nima? What become of Banga? What become of the other countries? So people get their phone there. So the justification the government giving, it's not about solving problems. If you argue that some of us are riding back, one of the arguments they say, you can wait for traffic light. We don't know the rules of the road, the traffic light, the traffic sign, the different traffic signs. Okay, so when you look at the entire single Memorial, so many people are riding rail in other countries, meaning they already know the traffic law. So the government issue is not about solving problems. The federal government are actually saying we don't know the reasons of the road, we don't know the traffic law. Please, everywhere around the world that you have a valid driver lesson issued you by government, how are you considered driver? Not just in Liberia, everywhere around the world. The federal government are arguing that we know the rules, we know the traffic law, we know the traffic rules. It was a soul lesson, travel lesson to our people. I mean, it's a complete. Sometimes I don't want to, be too sarcastic, but it's not about solving problems. It's just about creating. It's just about a mindset to suffer the poor people. Because if you argue that I'm not clean, why will you be sending down lessons to me in the first place? These are my
But
these are my fundamental disagreement of the government.
With all of these arguments, Mr. Gray, with all of these arguments and your disagreement, I look at this as something that both you and the government need to be able to talk. And you need to make suggestions to the government, because if every bad mouthing of your motorbike riders are saying, oh, you are not trained, you are not this, have you not, don't wait for the government to suggest that, because you become a very good leader if you decide to say, well, can you people provide training for us on traffic rules in terms of since traffic lights are now coming back to Liberia? You see, we have to understand that we did not have motorbikes before in Liberia, so the traffic laws did not even include motorbikes. And if they included motorbikes, they were either private motorbikes. But now, when motorbike is playing a very, very crucial role in providing transportation for the citizenry and the residents, that puts you up from 1% to almost 80% of your job. So we all got to make sure that things work well. So have you been able to discuss with them, please provide training for us? When I went to Liberia, when I saw some things, I did not talk to the motorbike riders. The Parker Paint traffic light. I stood there many times. Did you ever hear about the accident where the motorbike guy did not have the right of way, and he decided to turn in, and the truck came and cleared him, and the lady who was riding behind, she died? When I saw that, my first instinct was to go to ask the police spokesman. As a journalist, he knows me very well as a senior person, and I told him, do you guys have training for these guys, especially the traffic light? Before you start planting traffic lights, make sure that right now, driving in Monrovia is like a hustling thing. The man not working, he's not doing this. Oh, my man, give me a bike, let me go hustle for the morning, I come back for the evening. You know that's what happens. It's just a little thing that you add to the driver license, that if the person is getting his license, you come just for 1 hour. You have to attend that class where they put a traffic light, they tell you where do you go when this happens, who is the first to cross the light, and this and that. When these trainings are going on, these are all basic trainings. I want you to suggest this to the police. Let it be some requirement, because every time they tell you that your riders are not doing this, they are not doing this, it must create your concern. And sometimes when they want to yell about, when your riders want to make noise about certain things, I've seen you from the way you're talking. You look like a very rational person, and you do understand the situation, But, controlling a very large group of people at this time, especially young people, where some of them think they're older than you. Some of them think maybe, they got more money than you, and or some of them think they find more than you, and all that kind of thing. So it happens, many of them will consider, they do listen to you, but you are calming down the situation. Sometimes it's not good. You make suggestions to them, even to the motorboy riders. They will tell you, why are they stopping us from going this place and this place? Let me come to this thing they call, they say many of them are, what was the name they use? They pickpocket or they jacking people's phones. Okay. It may not be true that it is the motorbike that but within yourself that it has happened. The thing in the government, the little things that you ignore tend to become policy of some people. Like sometimes reports have come to you. Your motorbike rider jacked my phone, this and that. And I know you are not the one that say, man, fine girl, the bike then, we know all of them, and this and that. You have made efforts sometimes to retrieve some of them. You have made efforts to train some of your people. But if you keep cooperating with the government, I swear, there's going to be a very good relationship between you and the government. No, people will sometimes say that the government has bought you, but they have not bought you. Government is not going to buy you. We understand. But sometimes you make some suggestions. Don't wait until crisis comes. Do not sometimes wait until crisis comes. So are you making suggestions to the police or to the government in terms of this? Because when they made the laws for the traffic, there was no motorbike riding. There was no keke. They were used as private. Now this has become a big thing. They too, everything about the motorbike business is a strange thing, and it is a trial and error thing. Come, don't cross Topman Boulevard, this and that. Don't go to Oro. Don't go this place. Don't go this place. All is trial and error. Sometimes they do it and they catch themselves. But sometimes you have to work with them. Have a little group and a little committee that work with them. I know many of the guys who doing motorbike riding, some of them going to the University of Liberia, some of them doing their master's degree. They're going to all the different universities. I see them when I go at the university places. You see all the motorbike riders, then they pack a motorbike, they go to class and come back, then they continue to do the hustling. So if you're going this, let's start working with them. Work with the government. I mean, I don't want to,
Mr. Abu. I don't want to cut you off, but I think this situation is not going to be resolved easily, in the sense that I think the government is not ready to have motorcyclists fly in the street. Even if you have your private bike, there's a lot of scrutinies before they allow you to even use that bike to go to Monrovia. It's not that easy, especially when you have a private bag that look like these commercial bags. If Mr. Gray can bear me witness, that is exactly what these police officers are doing, because they have taken a lot of, let's say they have taken the bags off the street of Monrovia. So and I think this is the government own strategy for clearing up the way, and again, to be frank, most of these motorcyclists used to ride recklessly. They don't wait for the traffic. They all between cars, and at the end of the day, you have accident happening. So now my question to you is, Yellow Machine, if the government happens to reconsider this decision and say, oh yeah, you guys can now use the main route to town, but again, you have to put measures in place. What are some of the things you're going to do in making sure that if you guys gain access to town, that the government will not see another reason to take such access from you?
So I'm going to start with Mr. Abu, Mr. Abu submission, where he talked about what are some of the suggestions that we have. Okay, if Liberia gets better, it will not get better for certain means or certain straps. It is going to get better for Liberia. And so, upon this belief that I have pressing on the president, I have reduced, we have our core meeting, executive meeting, stakeholder meeting with different counties and different parking lots, so our people can make their own suggestions how they want this setup to be. Because I mean, it is about us. We who are the leaders of them. If you say Monobo make it careful, they will not tell you say the Monobo president is different from the other people. When you ride back, you are motorcycling. Nobody care about whether you get master degree. No. That's why when the police see you on a motorbike, they say they want to die on him. Unless you call it, maybe I generally or do that. So they control everybody on the motorbike. Right? So what we did, we called in meeting, we solicited our people own suggestions. And they made this recommendation, we reduce it to pay people and give it to the government. Some of these recommendations our people made. Take for example, like the Massacre, the Baja, and the TVS. These are major importers of bats in the country. These are the people that bring the motor back, they put it in a store before we go and purchase it. Right? Yeah. We recommended to the government that Let bring the importers on board.
Yes.
Let it go for the transport ministry and bring them on board. Let us have a round table conversation. Right? Now, when you bring a bag dealer, you bring the transport ministry, you bring the police, you bring the justice ministry. All these people, when you take them on board, we have a national conversation. All these bars that come in the country, these people got a serial number of every one of them. Yes. If the government want us to be unique, where in each motor bar they can identify it is very easy. When you call these bars, these bar importer, every serial number of that bar, they give it, we create a database wherein every one of the bar, whether like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 bars, you get all the serial number. The next thing you tell the importers of these bars, every commercial motorbike you can in yellow.
Yes.
They will not be bringing blue, green, purple, no. All the commercial bars, when somebody wants to buy motorbike to a commercial motorbike, you bring it in yellow. You check the series number. The Ministry of Transport, for example, the time you say where you go buy the motorbike, then you go to the transport ministry, you go, I call it, you buy a lesson plate for them, you go do insurance, all those hairless, where sometimes you pay up to $400. When you bring the transport ministry on board, the transport ministry catalog or collect all the information and assign lesson plate to every one of them. Right? The issue about the helmet because the bag come for helmet. So when we use it, all the bag coming in yellow, meaning even the two helmets that will be coming on the bag will be yellow. All the ministry need to do, the lesson plate that they are printing, print the same number of that lesson plate on the motorbike like already yellow and print it on the helmet. You make it because you make it reference to this country. Some of all that do research, that's how the people do it. I'm not saying when you can find people committing crime using bags. When the people set up that system in a way that if as soon the mobile leader so here police may not get a conversation, here transport ministry not get conversation, that database is kept. The police, for example, got all the information about that motorbike before you get in the street. The transport ministry got it. Even we who are the young people, we got those information.
I do agree with you, especially that was my next suggestion I was going to make to make sure that they get the importers involved. That if you buy your motorbike, they must ask you, are you buying it for commercial or for private? If it is commercial, it must be sprayed yellow. And everything about it, just how they said, the taxes must be yellow. Let motorbikes, commercial, be completely yellow, or give them a paint, a color that everybody can understand when we see them coming. And I like the new one that you said. It's a matter of way to which that we can really get to, identify you, the motorbike riders. Because if the number of that thing is also written on the helmet, John takes it and gives his helmet to Joseph, So the police sees it, but our police is not well equipped, and it is this that they are using against you guys because they need to be able to have a means that they see you. If John is wearing Trocon's helmet, they'll ask you, where's Trocon? Because like for us here in America, when police pull you over, he goes in his car and he sits down right there. He put the car license plate or the motorbike license plate inside. They will know straight who owns the motorbike. Because they have already asked you for a license, you give it to them and you go there. Then they will come sometimes, some of them will ask you, oh, where's Trocon? Or they will ask, are you Trocon? Then you say, no, I'm Trocon's brother. So, because when somebody else is wearing it, it's highly likely that somebody stole that motorbike. Stole it from Banga and came to Monrovia. And now he comes to Monrovia because he's not coming to Broad Street. Nobody will see him. He rides from FE Junction, La Pasi, and bike. He does that the whole day. That's his own office there. He doesn't go to town, so nobody sees it. Now, if you who they stole it from, you came from all the way Banga to come, sometimes you go to Douala to look for it, you can't find it. When are you going to go to all those different motorbike places before you find your motorbike? That suggestion is a very good suggestion, especially it can help the police in their own work. I don't know why they are not thinking that way. And I don't think in Liberia, our incapacity must be used to make laws against our own people. simply because we are not able to control it. So we tell you, because it's like you put a checkpoint here, you tell me nobody. You put a soya man there or policeman, you say nobody must stay at that, nobody must cross that checkpoint. Okay. Police, just because he wants to be less busy, he will go way there and draw another line and say no one must cross it. So this is what is happening in Liberia. I really think that there should be more things. Just as you said, the importers must be involved. There's no need for you to even go somewhere else to buy the boots. They should be the one to be selling that boots.
Oh, yeah.
They should buy all the equipment, everything that has to do with that thing. I see some motorbikes with how to call the thing, with umbrella on top of it. You know, they should be able to do all of those things and sell it to you at varying prices. But I know that sometimes the restrictions are really based on safety concerns, which you are aware of. Safety concerns. You know. So I think there should be more discussion. Don't just blanketly say that they don't want the government, they don't want this, you know. They are, let's understand it as a learning curve. There were no laws for motorbike as a transport, because it should be to the point that even the document you fill out when you go to register your motorbike at the Ministry of Transport, the motorbike document must be different from the motorcar document. Because when you go there, the form they're giving you, they tell you to check whether it's a motorbike. No, that a motorbike document, if the paper is green, the registration paper is green, you can't straight say motorbike, get in the green one. Then to go make a very big list, if that this or that, this or that, it cannot be this.
Yeah, so we can just allow Mr. Gray Yellow Machine to address the issues we have as concern, and then we can take a leave of him and we continue on the show.
Is it part of the protests that are going on with the traffic management?
I think he's in support, but he can speak to that.
Yeah, so there are a lot of recommendations that we have made to the government, but in my mind, I think the government is not interested in seeing young people being developed or being independent. I think they are interested in our young people probably going to politicians and raising praises on them for no reason. I think these are things that they are interested in. They are interested in our young people sitting to Acai shop and having conversations that will have no impact on their lives. Because for you to see a group of young people who are trying to provide for themselves, I mean, you should really be happy.
Yes.
You should be happy. You should be happy. But then again, there's a government. That's why I continue to say I don't think the government is interested in the young people. They just want to see us suffer. Because all these recommendations, any president, any leader that got interest in his people, you want to listen to these recommendations. Because these recommendations are for your own good. And not for, it is going to help you and it is going to help us who are using the bike. Okay? We also recommended to the guys that we too can contribute to the training, because the training, we are the direct beneficiary of the training. Even though you as a government, it is your own responsibility to make sure that every environment is created for us. But we are going to be the direct beneficiary of the training. So we can contribute our cents and dollars to the training to make sure our people are well trained. Okay? Even the government that have all the sophistication, the president have more than 40 different advisors. Why? He's more than 80 years our president. Why he got all of these advisors? Because 2 hair is better than 1. Okay? You have a president who has advisors to guide him in his decision. What more about motorcycles? These young people, some of them live in the house with their own trauma on their head, reaching for family problems. So the issue about training, it should not even be yearly or time. We should go and do it on a periodic basis. Every time people need to go and do refresher. Even the police that right? They go and train on a periodic basis. This training serves as a reminder to what they learn. So when you just leave us and say, "Oh, training is not important," even though you agree that one of these things, but then you leave the training, you start giving us our lessons and the rest of that. For me, I don't see it later. The next issue about the whole traffic management issue. All right. The whole traffic management, if you are seeing the government exam proceeding right now, as I speak to you, since I was born, this is the first time I see government, agency, or military having confusion among themselves. Now, different people, the police and the Ministry of Transport are serious issue right now. They are express their confusion in the public. Wherein the police, the transport minister is accusing the police driver of being involved with CRD with the transport management company. This is the first time I see that there is no coordination. You have the traffic management people, wherein our drivers, people who run trucks, taxi, people will go and register their cars at the Ministry of Transport, pay money in government cover at the Labor Revenue Authority. And you will have the traffic management people, they are using the police, the very police will arrest these people and issue their ticket and say, we are giving you ticket for wrongful registration. Amen. So if the government is not overseeing themselves, it is better they forget about the issue about vehicle registration. Everybody buy the move run the car, just go in the city. Because there should be proper coordination. If you argue that you give the Labor Traffic Management a concession for them to register by, you dissolve the Ministry of Transport. Because the Ministry of Transport have their own inspectors in the field. They can be arresting drivers, rather motorcycle and say, come and register your car, come and register your vehicle. And when you, after registering your vehicle, and then you see the company using the police to arrest your vehicle and say, why you come to us, but you go to the Ministry of Transport, that's wrongful registration, so they'll give you tickets. And we are even getting information that the police, they pay, on the basis of commission, meaning the more tickets they get, the more money they get. We are being informed that they are getting 10% on each ticket they get. So it's no more about public safety. It's no more about the group of the people. It is about profit sharing. If you give a police officer opportunity to get money, already some of them come with the mindset of getting rich in this security sector, and you set a deal with a police and say, if you get 20% or you get 10% on it, who is going to pay for that?
But Trocon, this one you're bringing in, actually, I can say it's a rumor. It is an allegation that needs to be
proven. It's an allegation. When they're giving the ticket, nobody will believe in it.
Even here in America, sometimes people accuse the judges because when you give the ticket, the person doesn't pay the ticket, they take you to the court. And the court will bring you in and fine you. And people think that the police within that judge's jurisdiction, the judge giving them money just for them to give more tickets because the tickets that support the judges. But the judges have been paid. Okay, one thing I want you to know too, Trocon, is that let us move this motorcycle riders business into a real professional thing. As I told you earlier, the motor vehicle law is still not understood, just as you said, the conflict between the Ministry of Transport and the ministry and the police. Who does what? There were times it used to be when we were coming up, even the time I received my first driver license, it was the police station that I received it. I did work at the Ministry of Transport. Ministry of Transport was doing vehicle registration. Ministry of Transport was doing something, inspection. Then there was a group they used to call Motor Vehicle at the Ministry of Finance. That's where we used to go register the vehicles. Later, I don't know how come, what they did on the law, and one group started taking over the whole thing. Okay, but then, look, don't let nobody think that motorbike riders are not important. And you got to talk to your men, to the motorbike riders, to understand that motorbike riding is a job. Don't look at it as a hustle thing. It's a job, So most of the time when I see people say, "Oh, we're not working," government cannot provide job for everybody. People create jobs, and you still pay taxes on those jobs that you do, no matter what it is. Because if you're not paying taxes, the road you ride on, it is a taxes that they use to build your roads. You understand me? So if we start looking at motorbike riding to be a hustling thing, no. Take it as a full-time job. There are some people, because they ride a motorbike, you don't have job anywhere, and you're not even looking for job anywhere because you consider that as a job, and later you became an entrepreneur because you got more than 5 or 6 motorbikes that you have given to people you have employed them. Let them consider it as an employment, Then people thinking, oh, we are there, we're hustling, we are this, working. No, and this is a concept of many Liberians. Somebody works at the Ministry of Transport. Sometimes his whole take-home pay is less than 100 US. You have your market table running from point A to point B. That market table, sometimes you sit down there whole day. The only money you get out of there is the small money you get, then you put your susu. At the end of the month, you bring the money to you put it back into the business. You are not putting yourself on salary. If somebody is riding motorbike, there is money that they report. They should use some other money that they should be paid, that they consider as salary for themselves. Because you're not only providing this thing, consider it as a business that you are doing. Most people who do business, especially self-employment, they tell you that they don't have jobs. No, that is a job. Until we start understanding that these little hustles we do are all considered as jobs. You go to the market in the morning, you leave from your house, you leave your children behind, you come, later you carry money there for food. That is your job. Nowhere else you're supposed to get money from, but from your job. They say you shall labor to make money to feed yourself. So let your motorbike riders understand that is a job, and just to say, oh, we are hustling because we don't have job, this and that. No, let them consider that as another job. That is an opportunity, because sometimes when they say government provide jobs, it's not that government is directly employing you. What they do is that they provide an opportunity for you to work for yourself. An opportunity for you to do something that you can make money out of at this time. So let them know that. Then another thing, we see a lot of people looking at motorbike boy, motorbike rider, motorbike boy. I used to be in the press and in the media, and we told people, nobody look at the press. My people, when I was editor, nobody look at my people and call them the press boy. When you start, if I'm at that press conference, you come out, by the time you say the press boy, I tell everybody, let's get out, because they're not ready to work with you. These are responsible people just like you. They feed their children. They feed their family. That's why the money make up. Then you call them boy. Boys don't work. It is men that work. So you have to let your motorbike riders know that they are fully employed. That is the job they do. When you go, if somebody is there who only sits down when John rides the motorbike, maybe from 8 to 12, he say he tired. He say, but man, let me go hustle small. That man who go hustle small is a part-time man. It's a part-time job. That's a part-time job. He can't get money like the man who doing it full-time. So let's keep looking at ourselves, because the thing happening, people overlook us the way we take care of ourselves. So you get yourself in a position like how you are talking. Go suggest trainings. Control things happen.
Mr. Abu, let's just let Mr. Gray go quickly. Let's have your parting statements, Yellow Machine, and then we can let you go then.
So let me say a big thank you to you, Mr. Magil, for the opportunity. Thank you so much to your listening audience, those of you that have been following us, those of you that agree, or those of you that disagree, or those of you that don't like the face to face. I mean, we are saying this not in our own interest, or in Liberia interest. We represent it for people that depend on motorcycle for their livelihood. And if we will remain quiet, I mean, and allow these bad things to happen to them, history is going to judge us negatively tomorrow. And so we are all begging our government, we are on our knees. Things are tough, things are really difficult. Okay? They should reconsider their decision to allow our people to ride. They have over 10,000 motorbikes that they have arrested. These bikes are then destroyed by the rain. Every day you go there, the bike is then destroyed. Okay? We have more than 1,000 motorbikes that we can't see. Some of our friends are landed beyond bars because there are people who purchased the bike for them to not understand that the police arrested the bike and they were in missing action. We are asking our government, this is a government that the motorcycle did everything to bring the power. And it is only fair enough that the government pay us back, in a positive way and not a negative way. You can't be paying somebody evil for the good that they did for you. You saw motorcycles in the ring, you saw them doing everything. Believing that President Braga had the wisdom to make sure that the young people of this country, their lives are transformed. We can't be seeing the opportunity to why President Braga promised for President Braga. If you are listening or whosoever that near the president, we are asking you, please, Mr. President, this is our call. The motorcyclists have suffered for too long under your regime. It is not a good thing for you to be remembered for putting pin in the hearts of motorcyclists or the young people who survive on motorcycle for the last days. Yeah, say thank you. We are waiting to do everything in our power, but please consider our people so we can get back on the road. Please release our people motorbike. Please tell the police to start harassing and brutalizing our people in the street. We beg you to. Thank you so much again. My name is Topon Gene Gray, and popularly called Yellow Machine. I'm the president of the Supreme Motorcycle Transfer Union of Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Yellow Machine. I know we'll have you on another time again. Please also start negotiating with the importers to see how they can provide training for some people to know how to fix motorbikes. Because when they give you the motorbike, at least they should be able to provide sometimes repair warranty. You understand what I'm saying? They give you a repair warranty that you can make that within the first maybe 6 months, 7 months, anything happen to the motorbike, they should be able to repair it. Maybe just do the work and you buy the parts and they will do the work. But those are the negotiations that you can be doing to make things go better for you people, because the cost is very heavy to run a motorcycle, a motorbike. So talk to the importers too. You don't have to wait government carry you there. You are there. You're a big man. Reach to them and talk to them. Talk to them. Let you have people train from the different locations in motorbike repairing, because that is where people spend most of your money. Okay, so thank you so much. We'll have another time with you. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trocon Gray, for coming on, to share with us all of those relevant information concerning, the situation with the motorcyclists as well as the government of Liberia. I just want us to talk a little bit about this. Is a whole code situation, and I know on Thursday we deep the dash and talk about the awesome capital building case there at the Supreme Court, and I'm told there's some issue with the bond situation, but I want us to look at the situation are coming from the commercial court, where the shutdown seized assets of the National Elections Commission over a 171,000 United States dollars debt. So yeah, today was a serious and tense situation there for the NEC, I guess, where they had to shut down the office, and you could see the sheriff locking the office there, and they locked the office of the NEC because of this 171,000 United States dollars that has been owned. So let me just read a story.
Who is the vendor? Who is the vendor?
Yeah, let me just read a full story. So the commercial court of Liberia has issued a writ of execution against the National Elections Commission for failing to pay MTOsh Print Media Incorporated a judgment debt totaling US 171,105 United States dollars. The writ saw the closure of the National Elections Commission headquarters uh, in Cinco for their failure to comply with the amount owed to the vendor. And the red signed by Associate Justice George Chen Chen A. Pega commands the acting sheriff of the court, Emmanuel Morris, to seize and expose for sale NEC's land, goods, and charters if the movable assets fail to cover the debts. the court has ordered seizure of the NEC real property. The lawsuit filed by M-Tosh Prince Media Incorporated, represented by Mr. Vani A. Famule, stems from unpaid financial obligations owned by NEC despite a prior judgment by the court on June 3rd, 2025. NEC has reportedly failed to settle the amount in a frame directive. The writ also orders the physical appearance of NEC executive chairperson, Mistress Devietta Brown Lasana, other authorities, commissioners before the associate judge if payment or settlement is not made. The court instructs that once assets are sold or money is recovered, the amount should be paid to the plaintiff with a portion retained for the court costs. So that is it. I think it's a vendor situation, and NEC is usually printing a ballot paper, uh, educative ballot paper, and carrying on so many other activities, especially during times of elections. And yeah, they got sued only because they couldn't pay this debt. And today we saw the sheriff locking the official gate that they have for security with their own chain and lock, and they also place that one on the office of the NEC. So I don't know what you think about it, Mr. Abu. We can just quickly touch on that and then we wrap up for tonight.
We cannot say that they do not owe the debt. I mean, for the thing, once it is a printing press or printing activities, I would say, well, it may likely be true. But maybe the terms of the loan or the term of the agreement would have been a good thing. But one thing I will have to say too is that, you see, at this time, the election commission doesn't have any elections to be conducted very soon. I think they have filled out all the spaces. The 73 members and the 10 members are all there. So the election commission is really not going to do anything. If people say you want to close them down, what are you going to do? You're not going to take the thing. Let's look at what is
They said they are going to sell the property if they cannot pay the money. So sell the property, every other equipment in there that is movable to be sold, and reach out to the 171,000
There are many things they want to sell, but they are not going to sell it. That's not the final judgment of it. That would not be the final judgment. They still have to consider a lot of things. Maybe it's because they could make payment arrangement. And I think the person who is doing this thing, I mean the vendor, would be interested in the money mood and just coming to take out building to sell or take vehicles to sell. In fact, who is going to turn the vehicle over to them? Who is going to do that execution? The poor bailiff, he's not going to be able to do that. So the election commission is an entity of government. The Ministry of Justice should come in immediately and see what they can do. I mean, those are legitimate things. But then I can't. If you remember the interview that the former Minister of Finance, Samuel Twe, had, I can remember he said they gave $4 million to the Elections Commission that the Election Commission did not need. So when they gave it to them, why they didn't pay the mayor debt? They should have paid that money. Yeah, I mean, it's on record. Samuel Twe said they gave them $4 million that they did not need. So what happened? The commissioners divided the money and ate it?
Maybe they use it for another purpose.
Yeah, but they should have paid. They should take those monies come in, especially when the budget came in a shortfall. When those kind of money come in, that's why you used to take care of some of your debt to maintain your integrity. Because if you say you want to conduct election and you owe people and all these things, so how are we going to trust the election that you're going to conduct? I know my dear sister, Devietta Brown Lasana. She's a very, very good woman. She has integrity. I would never want to see, even smell in her direction, anything of corruption. But I know sometimes the thing we consider as corruption in Liberia is that, in the budget, sometimes we misappropriate. We do things that we're not supposed to do with the money. Sometimes we make for expediency's sake, sometimes we do some spending for expediency's sake, but naturally it is not good to do that. And in the end, when you are not able to cover up, when the audit comes, you'll be caught in the audit. Just because you wanted to cut dig hole in Liberia, they say dig hole to cover hole. So that's what happens in most of the cases where people are caught in corruption, especially after audits. But for this time, I really think the Elections Commission must decide to have maybe have some negotiation back with the vendor, and if possible, make sure that they also contact the Justice Ministry, who should be the thing. They do have their lawyers, but that's not enough. The lawyers are not bigger than the Justice Ministry, so the Justice Ministry should be able to come in to start discussing those issues. Nobody's going to take our Elections Commission. Even the man who sued the Election Commission is because maybe the people are not paying attention to him, and he too. Elections Commission must know that man had to go take money from other places to be able, because when they're doing their election, they want everything to be on time. The ballot papers must be on time. The promotion papers must be on time. The different vouchers they use must be on time. So in order to meet that cost, the mayor had to go the extra mile to get all of these things. So I believe the Elections Commission will understand the constraint that they put this vendor under, and now they should ignore some of their own constraints. Sometimes when the money can't get a man some of his money, start paying little by little. And that is what most Liberians need to do. They frequently tell you, no, we're not going to pay, instead of trying to do something to pay installment. In America here, you can owe the utility company $5,000. Yes, they cut your utility today. You call them, they tell you how much you're ready to pay now. Because they want their money. How much you want to pay today? Oh, today I can pay you $100. You pay $100, they put your utility back right there. Then how you going to pay? Oh, every month I'll pay an extra $200. I'll pay extra $200. That's all about it. Negotiate to start paying in installment. That's all I got to say about it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Abu, let's just try to wrap it up now, because we already gone 32 minutes past 11.
Oh my God. My attention was just called to this new digital thing that is going on in Lofa, Foya County. Foya District. Yeah, that's a great thing,
Village.
Yeah, the digital village. That's a big name they give to it. You have to be in that village to get internet connection, get everything, the Lone Star, everything.
They're gonna give.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and also maybe next time we'll start to talk about these examinations that they say Liberians are failing. The UL entrance exam, the national exam, and all of these. Let's look for people. Let's talk about it. It may not be next week, but I saw the statistics. Some are interesting, and when I say interesting, it doesn't mean that they did pass. But many people failing, and the comments that come after it, everybody say it is this government that did not support education. But the national exam, the UL entrance, is not about what you learned in your last year. The national exam, how to call it, WAS, it's not what you did in 12th grade. The WAS exam covers everything you did from 1st grade to 12th grade, So they didn't do 1st grade to 12th grade in this 1 year or 2 years or when this government has been. I think it's to be able to reconsider things. Let's look at what they do. More encouragement. Government paid how to call the thing. Government paid the WAS fee for everybody according to what I saw. So your business was to take the exam, and then everybody is graduating. I don't know whether they are graduating or they are school closure programs that they having, or the graduation programs.
They can call it Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's another way to bulldoze it and tell you that they are even thanking God for failing, or for being in school for 30 years and finishing, or telling you goodbye.
Thank you God for carrying through for 12 years.
Yeah, the educational system need to be studied more. Be studied more. You know, I have a friend here who is doing teacher training in Liberia, and the teachers, many high school people, high school graduates, are teaching in schools. You know, they don't have the requisite teacher training. They don't have B certificate, C certificate. So this man is providing training for them free of charge. But for them to even leave the classroom to go for that program and do the program on Saturdays, they don't do it. You know, so he talked about something. What can we do? He came to my organization here, and we are saying, okay, can we collect shoes? You know, good shoes, sneakers, and other things, and you have it when they come to register. You give it to them. You know, you give them something as an incentive. You know, for them to come to training just to be able to get a B certificate or a C certificate. You know, and also the Ministry of Education must start looking at these certificates that people are bringing. Are some of them genuine? We have people who come from Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, India, and teaching. Look back at those documents that they bring in. Are they really qualified to prepare our students for UL entrance, for high school, for the WAS exam? We have to start looking at it. Not only the students have the problem, the schools and the teachers. So it needs a whole lot of things. So with that, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to say thank you to all our viewers, our listeners out there. It was a good discussion that we had today with the Motorcycle Riders Union president, Procon Gray. That was very good. At least he made us to understand what efforts they have been making. And I think this is going to be a very good thing. I think as of today, I think maybe they will start looking at the whole thing from a different angle. The only thing is that many people, everything they do in Liberia, they say President Baka, President Baka. President Baka is not everywhere. He's not making the laws. The laws are on the book. These people who are enforcing the laws are the ones that once you catch them, they are never going to say something and President Baka say something different. You know, he is not making the law. The laws are there. But in Liberia, we have learned to call the president everything. The president must be part of it. The president must be part of it. No. If we leave the president alone, I think a lot of things will go on. Because when you start calling the president's name, when I come to Bill, McGill, Mr. McGill sent me, it's Abu, that thing is above my head. Oh. So that means you want me to look at the president now, that's the president. And absolutely, the president has authorized me to represent him in discussion and taking care of that issue. Why will you run away from it and make people feel that it is the president? You know. So I just want to say thank you, and we'll meet the next time. And it has been a very good show. Those who are out there want to say thank you for listening, and you had a very good time. We'll meet again on Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Abu, and we hoping to have someone, if not Thursday, but next week, so we can talk about this entire educational situation in the country, ranging from the WAS resort to as well as the entrance resort of UL. I saw new updates as well that they are going to be giving back the entrance to people who register and were absent, because one thing I think that they realized was UL itself, UL's administration has been the serious cause of people being absent, because you cannot have a fixed date for a particular, situation, and then just in a close time you switch and say, oh, because of this reason we adjust the time to this time. And I think they didn't do well, so they realized that as well. And they also have a system in place for people who they said failed because they didn't shade properly. They also had a system that these people are going to just register on a particular link to get their numbers back and go and sit for the entrance. But we hoping to have, someone who will be able to expand from that side, and then we can be able to talk more about it. It's been a great conversation, and thank you for coming on, Mr. Abu.
Thank you.
Okay. So that is it. This is the roundtable. We come on next Tuesday and this coming Thursday as well. So it's Tuesday and Thursday, beginning at 10 p.m. Liberia time. Thanks for joining, and have a great night. My name is William McGill. I'm out.